The documentary We Met in Virtual Reality arrived on HBO Max in July. Directed by Chow Hunting, the documentary was shot entirely in the virtual reality app VRChat and shows actual people as they take sign language classes, spend nights riding virtual roller coasters, and fall in love. To talk about the film and the rise of virtual reality, Time's Andrew Chow met with director Chow Hunting inside VRChat. It was Time's first interview to be held inside the metaverse.
Hey everyone, my name is Chow Hunting. I'm the director, writer, cinematographer, and editor of the documentary We Met in Virtual Reality.
How did you start your journey into virtual worlds?
I got into VR, specifically VRChat, in 2018, and it was really coming from a place of creative passion. I was so curious and excited about all of the worlds that people were creating and the avatars as well. During that time, I was in film school, and so very quickly my documentary film brain lit up, seeing all of these people and learning their stories and seeing their creativity. I very quickly started interviewing people about the social and emotional experience of this space and how the creative freedom was impacting us, and led me down a path of curiosity to making a feature film during the pandemic.
So a lot of people have misconceptions about VR, and I'm hoping first if there were any misconceptions you had that were changed over the course of the filming, and then secondly, what misconceptions you hope the film sort of rebuts.
I think one of the biggest misconceptions about VR and just seeing VR on a flat screen film in a documentary is understanding that there are real people behind all of the avatars. And I know that sounds, as we're in VR right now, quite simple, but I've had many people thinking my work is fiction. And so one of my favorite things to see coming out of We Met in Virtual Reality is people really seeing this space for the truth of what it is and connecting with the people as they would be connecting with if you were in the space with them. Coming back to myself, I think perhaps learning. Maybe I wasn't sure how much you could learn in this space or in a skill scenario, and I've learned a tremendous amount of skills in virtual reality that I use daily in my physical routines now.
What does it feel like in that sort of 12th hour in VR?
Well, I think behind the camera and off cameras is a very different feeling, I've realized. I was often filming from the hours of 10 p.m. to 4 a.m. So I was a bit of a nocturnal creature when in production for the film, which also made it a very dreamy and unique experience. In 2020 to 2021, I was behind the camera the entire time, and I was so focused on capturing the moment and being present. I was New Year's almost flew by in that moment, and it was extremely immersive to spend that much time in a headset. Meeting someone in VR is, I think, much more playful than meeting in the real world. You're immediately on a wave of freedom, fluidity, and playfulness. You're represented by these avatars, and VR as a medium encourages people to play and have fun, and so I think immediately you want to celebrate and do something fun that's going to entertain you.
So I am a teacher for Helping Hands. Helping Hands is a sign language community here in VRChat.
How to put this into words? Falling in love in VR, it can be very special in its personality to personality, but it's special to see someone for themselves and for their persona and their expression of themselves and the person that they want to be before meeting the person, the person that they want to be. And I felt like a strength and an excitement to help them get there.
So, one aspect I was curious about with regards to VR is the economic aspect. There are so many efforts now to monetize different conceptions of the metaverse and VR. And so what did you see economically in your time making the movie and how that affected people in here?
At the moment, VRChat is a very voluntarily ran platform. Everything you see in the documentary with Helping Hands, Dust Bunny's dance classes, and the community meetups, the world hopping, the events that we see in the film, they're all on a voluntary basis. There is no inbuilt currency, no cryptocurrency. If you want to commission someone to make an avatar or commission a videographer to cover an event, that is a transaction that you have to make outside of the platform. And so we're not quite at a metaverse level inside of VRChat specifically, but I do believe that we will be moving towards that as more people come into the space and use it for events and use it for education and for various different creative outlets as well.
I want to ask about body image and sort of self-image. It's no secret that traditional social media it's pretty bad, and a lot of the characters that you feature in the documentary are just like beautiful, fantastical, just like awesome avatars. And so I'm wondering then, what happens when they take off their headset and look at themselves in the mirror again?
Well, to speak to the cast of the film, it's not a negative experience. VR is a place of empowerment and a place of expression and positivity. And I think we do face very similar issues with this social media in the same way that we see in Instagram and Facebook as well. But there are many people who use more objectified avatars and sexualized women specifically, or female presenting bodies, and have no idea that they're doing it. And they're doing it because it is the norm of the space, and it is just something that fits in with the aesthetic. Because if, lack of awareness in body image, I think is what causes representational issues. And so that's something that I'm aware of and I don't neglect in the documentary. My intention to celebrate the positive aspects, I should say, to reflect upon the negatives and how we can improve on that.
Yeah, for some reason it's not letting me pick it up off the ground. Oh, here we go.
Yeah.
You pick it up out of your hand, actually.
You can? Oh, there you go.
Okay. Yep. All right, a little better.
That's good. Yeah, that's wonderful. I love this world.
His fur is like pretty realistic, honestly.
Yeah, it's well done.
Hey.